Welcome to the Deep Focus podcast. On today's episodes, we are back with Hot or Not. But first,
Five God on the beat.
welcome back, everyone. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, no matter what the weather is. So that means one thing is hot or not time.
Let's
As, uh,
go.
as always, I'm your host, Varun. And with me is Mr. Keep Screwing Up, JK. It's Murad. He is back with me. We're here together today with some more exciting news and updates of what's going on in Hollywood and new movies, new castings, all the fun stuff. As always, you can catch us on YouTube at the Deep Focus Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at the Deep Focus Pod. You can email us at the Deep Focus Podcast at gmail.com. We're still on Spotify. We're still on Google Podcasts. Apparently, Anchor is working us into Apple Podcasts. Apparently, come on, Anchor. You've been great so far. I believe in you guys. You guys got this. Don't let us down. Don't let
We
the
believe
people
in you.
down.
We believe in
You-
you.
Yeah, I use Apple Podcasts. I only download Spotify because I can't listen to us anywhere else. So I would need that would be great. That would be really great. But like we're mentioning earlier, we're here to talk about today's episode, hot or not. Since we haven't done this for almost 2 weeks now.
Mhm.
There's a lot of
A
news to
lot of
unpack,
stuff.
and we're gonna talk about all of it, right? At least all the ones that stuck out to us. And there's not a chance in hell I'm not going to start off by not talking about the Fast and Furious 9 trailer. That trailer was perfect. It looked
It,
amazing.
it was fast. Then it was furious.
So, a family.
Pretty good family.
So, there's a lot to unpack with that trailer.
Yeah.
But first, did you watch the trailer?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
didn't, if you didn't, who our relationship is over. And two, what were your thoughts?
Um,
And if you say it was Fast and Furious, I am walking off the show.
that was my big pun. That was
It is
my. I was gonna. It was fast. I'm just not. I'm not. You know.
it's a
You.
joke. It's a joke you use like 10 times. People are tired of it. I'm tired
I.
of it. Please
I've
move on.
used it once. Fine. You know what? I actually thought it was really cool, but it's so far fetched. It's so far fetched. And I know you said that's kind of the point. Like it's this all out action thing, but it's just like, come on, at least make it somewhat believable. But the trailer was really cool. I didn't know John Cena could be like that intimidating, which is really cool to see. So I liked it, and I told you just before we started this that I vow to watch all of the Fast and Furious movies. I don't know if Hobbs and Shaw is one that I have to watch,
You have to
but
now as part of it.
oh man, is it good? Whatever. You know what? I'll be the judge of that. But I'll watch all of them, and then I'll watch the ninth one. Okay, so that's the vow I'm making because I'm tired of all of this. Murad hasn't seen Fast and Furious. Murad doesn't. Whatever. I'll watch it. Okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll sit down. I love Tokyo Drift. I love it when they do those, and I love the Teriyaki Boys song. So
Yeah.
I'll sit and I'll watch it. Okay, but the trailer I'm hot for because it would look really cool.
There's so much to unpack in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, not only does Tyrese and Ludacris deploy in space in their car, amazing. Like, how can you not freaking love that? But emotionally, I just know I'm going to get destroyed because Mia is in that trailer. And Mia was not in the previous movie because Paul Walker's character, Brian, was quote unquote retired. So he's not part of the game anymore. So there's moments in that trailer where Vin Diesel, is looking at Brian's picture. So I'm just wondering what they do with Brian going forward.
Mhm.
Is he killed off? Is he gone somewhere? We don't know what's happening. I just know that I'm ready to be hurt. I'm ready to be an emotional wreck. I'm ready to be at the edge of my seat
Mhm.
because someone call Lil Wayne because we're gonna play fireman all night long because this
Oh
movie's gonna
my
be
god.
hot.
Oh
Ugh,
my god.
the block is hot. This movie's gonna be nuts. I can't
What a
wait.
what a great reference. I'm
For
not
the
sure if this
for the 2000 rap hip hop
yeah,
fans,
yeah.
if you don't get that, come on. If you don't get that, please like listen to Fireman Lil Wayne. That's one of my best.
All five of them. Uh, but I heard a rumor. I'm not sure how true this is, so don't quote me on it. But they were going to CGI his face into the movies. I'm not sure, probably not the ninth one, but that's what I heard. That was the rumor going around. I
they
don't
did
think,
they did that with the last movie
but
with
that was like what, like
Paul Walker,
like
with
2 or 3 minutes.
no, it was quite a few scenes. It was
Oh,
quite a few
really?
scenes. Yeah. So
Oh,
in the Fast Seven movie, where it was Paul Walker's last movie with the Fast franchise, they got his brother to join, no, to be part of the cast because of similar well, physical attributes to
yeah,
the table and very
yeah.
similar facial structures. So if you remember, if you actually watch the movie again, 'cause I picked up off the beginning, was there was a bunch of shooting warehouse scenes and things like that where Paul Walker was in the dark a lot. He was hiding in the shadow a lot. He was doing a lot of shit from like from dark corners. So I think they'll do something similar to that. Maybe they'll show him
Mhm,
getting. I hope that I if they kill him off is one thing. I hope they don't show him getting killed off. Um, I just think they should leave that character alone.
mhm,
Like at least showing it. If you want
yeah.
to do like a flashback or something, that's a whole different story. But no, I'm all in on this, man. What do you have next?
I have Hitman's wife's bodyguard.
I did not think you were gonna mention that.
Oh man, I did not think that The Hitman's Bodyguard was gonna be a movie that I would love so much, but it's such a good cast. It's honestly, someone had pointed this out to me while I was watching it, but it was just as if Nick Fury was talking to Deadpool the entire time. I was like, this is the best crossover ever, and it was wonderful. And I love the first one. I'm super hot for the second one, Varun. I think you're gonna say you're hot as well, but
I'm hot too, but like
yeah.
as an interesting reference that like Deadpool talking to Nick Fury because I don't agree with that.
Oh, interesting.
I reason I don't agree with that because Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds. So I believe that like Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, they always kind of play themselves, right? Well, there's nothing wrong with that because it
Mhm,
works, except for obviously when Samuel L. Jackson was the racist butler, um, and Django. For anyone
mhm.
who didn't get that reference,
Yeah.
but in general, I usually think they do a great job in the role they've done, just because it fits them specifically really well. I think
Yeah.
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Uh I had a lot of fun watching the movie. I saw something that like I thought was amazing and then you might, but I had fun. It's a good
Yeah.
time. I'm glad everyone wants back. So yeah, definitely hot on
Nice.
that. Master of None season 3 is finally coming out. Finally.
Mhm,
Season 2 came out in 2017. And for those who haven't seen the movie, not the movie, the TV show is a Netflix original. The first two seasons are currently out on Netflix right now. Both came out about, I believe, 2 years apart. And again, since 2017, since we had season two, it's essentially about Aziz Ansari's character, who is the first American-born person in his family, kind of really finding himself. Uh, I enjoy it because it has sort of that rom-com part into it
yeah,
because he is looking for someone to be with.
mhm,
And if you love food, it has a lot of food moments in that, especially in season two, where they are filming almost all of it in Italy and he's learning abroad and cooking and things like that. So it's considered a comedy. It could be a rom-com depending on moments, but overall, it is a show that is a very easy watch. It's a it's a rom-com slash comedy depending how you want to look at it. But they're 20-minute episodes. They're not
mhm.
long seasons. I want to say they're about 10 episodes per season, if that. And with season 3 coming out next month, it sounds like I'm very excited for this. So obviously I'm hot. What's your take on this, Murad?
So I actually had not seen the show until you told me that season 3 was coming out, and I'd kind of just dismissed it. But then yeah, you told me to watch it, and I did, and I did thoroughly like the show.
Okay.
Aziz Ansari for me has always been like really loud and obnoxious, and he kind of still
Yeah.
is, you know,
Yeah.
and like he's
Very,
always yelling at me for some reason.
he's very subtle in this show, which I really
Yeah,
enjoyed.
yeah. So I was really happy to see that.
Hmm.
Um, I after watching Master of None, I had found or I'd sort of figured out where Rami, the Showtime show, sort of got a lot of its ideas from, right? I'm not sure if you've seen Rami, but
Yeah.
so Rami's the show I watched first,
Yeah.
right? And then I watched Master of None because I dismissed it, and I was wrong to dismiss it, of course. So I really see where the idea of these shows are coming from, and I'm really really excited. So yeah, I'm definitely hot for season three.
And did you know that Aziz's parents in real life are his parents in the show?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Those are his real parents, which
That's
just
so
makes it even
sick.
more amazing. I mean,
That's
so
awesome.
his dad was
Yeah.
is a G. Like his dad is so funny, and that his mom is fantastic. Yeah, so those are his real parents in the show. He actually put his parents in there. I thought it was
It's
amazing.
awesome.
I do recommend everyone to watch it.
Hmm.
I do think it's a really well done show when it comes to acting, the cast, writing, everything. It
Hmm.
is sucks we have these massive breaks in between. I clearly need to watch those seasons again because it's been quite a few years since I watched this show.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on this, man. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. You're excited.
Thanks for putting me onto it, I will say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. So I do recommend everyone to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Hmm.
sitcoms, shows,
Are you gonna say it?
How I Met Your Father. So,
Oh,
oh, okay. I'm kind of curious. Why you
that's
go
not what I
first?
was gonna say, but cool.
What did you think? What did you think I was
No, no,
going to
no,
say?
no. You go
No,
forward.
okay.
Yeah, no, you go
So,
first, and then I'll bring it back.
How I Met Your Mother is getting a sequel. This is not a different side of the story. This isn't a like a spin-off. This is more of a sequel to continue on what the show already created. From what it sounds like, it is Hilary Duff playing the main character in the show, and it sounds like her and a group of friends are living in Tunji in the past, which is 2021, and they're talking about how they were struggling to sort of define the love of their lives, and in a world full of dating apps like Tinder and Bumble and things like that. Kind of curious how that's going to turn out. Uh, we all have our thoughts on How I Met Your Mother, and as bad like Game of Thrones, as frustrated as we were in the finale, at its peak, it was a well done show.
Hmm.
And the way they're doing How I Met Your Mother is
How about your father?
How Much Your Father, sorry,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a one season, 10 episode series on Hulu. So my two things on this one is like I am hot on the series
Hmm.
because it did hit that peak at one point, and it's bringing the same creators, same writers, and same producers back. So it's gonna really force them to really start and close something in that one season. And two, I'm excited that is Hilary Duff.
Hmm.
I think in a lead role, I do believe that she has a believable. Actually, I've always felt her that she's a believable actress where she's like beautiful, but like she doesn't know she's beautiful. Like she's not intimidating. You know what I mean? Like she's not like oh wait no, like she's way too hot to be with this person. Like she's a believable character to be in that sort of role. She's a good actress. I'm very excited it's her. I'm very excited it's a 10 episode series.
Hmm.
And yeah, what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna say not on this one.
Okay.
Like for all the reasons that you said before, like How I Met Your Mother at one point was a really, really like phenomenal show. They had the writing was really well thought out in how they sort of built the story and how they had an idea of where it was going.
Yeah.
Ultimately, and how it paid off was not good. Very similar to Game of Thrones, like you said, another waste of 9 years. But this one wasn't a terrible waste because it was half-hour episodes. I was in and I was out, right? I'm not hot on this one because I think we can leave well enough alone. You know, I think it's like I like the premise, I understand it, but they could have had it any other way, just not attach that name onto it, and I would have been feeling different. But now when you're attaching it onto something, I think that's where you start to lose me. So I'm not on this, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Like I'll certainly give it a watch, but it's not one of those things that I was like, oh, there's a new episode. I'm gonna watch it right away, all of it at once. Um, Now I was really excited to talk about this because I thought you were gonna say it, but then you didn't, so I get to say it, and I'm really excited. Ted Lasso season two. Oh man,
So
it's I watched the entire season again with my brother because he'd never seen it. And I was like, oh man, as a soccer fan, like you're gonna love it. And he watched it. I think we watched it in 2 days. We sat there. He was feeling all of the emotions that we all felt the first time that we saw it. I'm excited to welcome back the AFC Richmond Greyhounds. I'm ready to see Ted Lasso and his glorious mustache do their thing. Oh man, I'm so hyped. I'm If there's anything hotter than hot, like Travis Scott hot, I I past that. That's what I am for this. Vern, what about you?
as great as the show is, I'm definitely hot. Like I want to put that clear in the beginning right away. I'm very excited for the show. I think you're doing a poor job selling the show. So you mentioned soccer fans.
Mhm,
I don't care for soccer. Don't if you, I do recommend for everyone to watch this. So first things first, season one is available to stream on Apple TV Plus, and then two. And I know you said you liked it because you're a soccer fan,
No,
and
no. The reason I wanted my brother to watch it is because he's a soccer fan. That's
okay,
it. Yeah, yeah. So it's only because he's a soccer fan. I knew he would like it for that. I
yeah,
like it because the heart and the soul and how they just make you feel so sad but so happy. It's
yeah.
the hope that kills you.
But yeah, so what the show is about is Ted Lasso, played by Sudeikis, essentially is going through some major problems. So in the meantime, he got this opportunity to coach soccer in the UK. So he's an American football coach and for college in the US, moves to the UK to coach soccer, and you can only imagine how that turns out. I'm not gonna say anymore because that'll ruin the story of the show,
Mhm,
even though it's fairly predictable of what's happening in the show. But besides the predictability, like I just the charm of Ted Lasso, the character,
mhm,
and the joy and the positivity that he brings, I feel like it's a positivity that we all need,
mhm,
and that's why I loved it. And one of many reasons why I loved it. So definitely on that. I'm very excited for that. I can't wait for it to come out. I believe season two is coming out in July,
mhm.
right? Coming out in July. So
Yeah.
it is a show that I'm gonna wait for it to all come out at once with
Yeah.
Apple TV Plus. They like to bring it out week to week.
Mhm.
I can't watch 20 minutes of that and then wait a week to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch it all at once, but I'm very excited for it for sure.
Mhm.
Um Hawkeye has finally wrapped up filming. Jeremy Renner posted on Instagram,
Mhm.
all wrapped up. Obviously, Jerry Renner returning as Hawkeye with Haley Stanfield joining as her the daughter, and it sounds like what I mentioned before. Young Avengers is sort of being built up. I'm excited for this. Definitely,
Mhm.
I'm glad it's hot. I'm glad the filming is done. So it's supposed to take. There's no final release date yet, but it is expected to come this fall. With I think it's pretty clear where we stand with this. But where do you stand?
As someone who just binge watched all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I sat through it, and I know last week I said I was waiting for the last episode, and I just sat there and I just like let all this beautiful show hit me. I'm excited because I really like the idea, like you said, of like getting the next row of Avengers up there, so then that way it's not such a big departure from like we have the Avengers movies and then we have another Avengers movie with completely different adventures because that
Mhm.
we all know that's not going to work. The route that Marvel is taking is so good. It's when you build these characters up instead of giving us just like this new Captain America and we're all expected to be okay with it, you let them fall, you let them fail a little bit, and then you start to develop that emotional feeling. So I'm excited for this because Marvel's doing everything right as of now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they haven't always been perfect, right?
Mhm.
So they've been patient with it. They've
Yeah.
keep looking at it. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the first couple Thor movies. I thought the first Captain America, the first Avenger was like no, it's nice, it's fine. But
Mm,
what they're doing with the story now is pretty amazing.
mhm.
So definitely hot on that, man.
Awesome. One, this is gonna be a bit unorthodox, because it's not really like a big. It's not a show. It's not a movie. It's an episode of a show. So SNL, has been going on for many decades, right? I want to talk about what's going to happen on May 8th because
Oh
you know who's hosting?
man,
You know
yeah, I
who's
know
hosting?
those thing. Hell yeah, I know those thing.
Elon Musk is, is hosting SNL
Oh, I didn't think
with
you'd bring
Mike.
that up. Oh man,
Sorry?
I didn't think you'd bring that up.
So because I just saw it today, I was like, of course we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like Elon Musk is hosting SNL and he's joining a very short list of people who've not been in the entertainment. Elon's kind of a walking like meme though, so I get it. But like him and Miley Cyrus on the same day, that's gonna be a very interesting show. I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I'm hot or not about this. You can say I'm copping out, but I have zero idea as to what to say. I have no idea
You
what to
are copying
expect.
out because I am freaking hot on this. Like,
Are you serious?
I absolutely. If you know me, you know I'm a big skit comedy fan. I
Hmm.
love skit comedy. I love comedy in general.
Hmm.
I I'm a loyal Saturday Night Live fan. I will always watch it through the ups and downs.
Hmm.
A lot of downs, then up recently. But with Elon Musk coming on with Miley Cyrus,
Hmm.
I just I'm insanely excited because the thing is, we had just no expectation. We
Hmm.
don't know what to expect. With people in the past, like you said, you mentioned non-entertainers, like the people that stick out to me are people like, say, a Peyton Manning,
Hmm.
right? So some of these athletes, which Peyton Manning is still one of my favorite guests of all time on Saturday
Hmm.
Night Live. So I'm very curious where it's gonna go. I'm definitely watching. As always, I'll never not watch,
Hmm.
but I have high hopes for it.
Oh,
I do
interesting.
things and do well because no one really knows anything about Elon Musk. But like we might know him just enough on Twitter and like on social media during his interviews. So I do think he'll be fine.
Hmm.
I'm sure he will have some odd cases, but that's a bright thing. That's a bright thing of not having an actor
Hmm.
or a comedian on a
Hmm.
show like Saturday Night Live because there's no like, oh wait, I wouldn't do it that way. Oh, I don't
Hmm.
think this is funny. Like he's gonna be an open book, and
Hmm.
I think they're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And I think that's why he's gonna do great because he will have nothing to fight back with,
That's fair. You know
right?
what? Sorry, I should. Okay, so I'm hot on it. I have no idea what to expect. Like you were saying, like when I saw it, I was very excited because I was wondering what is gonna happen. Miley Cyrus is an amazing vocalist. Her latest album was good, so I'm excited to see her perform. And I have no idea I never know what to expect from Elon Musk. Zero idea. So I like the unpredictable nature of it. So I guess we'll see May 8th on NBC.
That's so bad.
Mhm.
Why you gotta do that?
I don't know. Hopefully they sponsor us soon.
Now you're just hoping for now you're just throwing crap at the wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, imagine if NBC is the crap that sticks. I'll be okay with this. I'm all right with that. Well, you know what? Speaking of New York City, I know I'm doubling up
Oh
here.
man, go ahead.
Speaking of New York City, I want to talk about the John Wick TV show.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I knew I was like, oh, he's gonna really like this. So this was announced so long ago, right? But they always hit production snags, and of course, the movies are obviously going to take center stage to the TV show. So I'm excited that the TV show has some legs, that it has something to
Mhm.
stand on, it has something to go forward with, and it's release date unknown. Takes place in the 1970s in New York in the Continental Hotel, and I'm excited for this because I love those movies. And I'm excited to see because the hotel you can't commit any murders in, right? You can't do anything in the hotel. That's a safe space. I'm interested to see how they keep that paradigm of the movie expectations going with the one rule of the hotel. So I'm hot for this. What about you?
I watched first eight John Wick movies a million times. Like they're one of my favorite action series ever. So the Continental Yeah, so it's a continental, it's a global thing. There's a hotel in all places around the world where assassins stay.
Mhm,
And the biggest rule of that is no killing on the continental. What this show, to be a little more specific, what's going to be about, it's going to take place in the 1970s with a young Winston. So Winston right now runs a continental in New York. So we will be kind of seeing the upbringing of Winston, sort of how he got to that power from what it sounds like what's been reported so far. Winston's played by Ian McShane currently in the current John Wick films. There's no acting announcements yet because still way too early. I know, like
mhm,
Murad said, we hit a little snag with the COVID-19 delays,
mhm,
but I'm very hot on it. Anything in John Wick, I'm all in. There was also rumors at one point there'll be a John Wick spin-off movie or TV series with the ballerinas. I'm very excited about that too. If that comes true, there's a lot of amazing things happening, a lot of great things happening. And speaking of
mhm.
old stories going off, Amazon is not being cheap. Amazon is bringing out the bag as it's about to drop just shy of 400, but $470, $470 million. That's right, $470 million they're going to spend on the first season of Lord of the Rings. This is TV series currently be worked on right now for Amazon Prime. Will be available for free to stream on Amazon Prime Video, which is another shocking thing. I loved the Lord of the Rings series. I enjoyed the Hobbit series. I'm very excited for this. So I'm hot on it, man. What about you?
Oh man, I'm as hot can be. I like you said, I adored the Lord of the Rings series, the Hobbit series. Okay, sure, stretch a book into three movies. That's your call. However, like this is on par. $465 million might seem like chump change to us, but that's a lot of money. And so I'm excited as all sarcasm, by the way. I don't have anything near that. So $465 million. Like it is on par to be the most expensive show ever. Like ever. Like Mandalorian spent like 100 million, right? Which is
Yeah.
still a lot of money, but compared to 465, at that point it seems minuscule. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what they do. I hope they do it justice. That's the one thing.
Yeah, to keep so again, so keep comparing what other shows have spent. So if you look at say One Division, they spent about $20 million
Hmm.
per episode.
Hmm.
So about 200 million roughly during that one season. And
Hmm.
Game of Thrones, where they have massive dragons they got to show off and White
Hmm.
Walkers and things like that. I believe they're still not spending at least sorry, Lord of the Rings spending 5 times more than what Game of Thrones spent on the season. So they're definitely pulling all the stops. Do want to make this work. That could be
If
a
you
good or bad thing,
uh,
but I'm in.
if you also think about it, like the most expensive production is the Hobbit, right? Like $623 million.
Hmm.
And if there's 5 seasons of the Lord of the Rings show, and each season goes around that same mark, then they're gonna pay more than $1 billion for a
Hmm.
TV show, right? And it's something that we can all stream for free if you're a Prime member, at $80 a year, right? I mean that it's so
That's $80,
unbelievable.
$80 Canadian.
$80 Canadian, yeah, yeah, cover all of our bases, good stuff. But yeah, I I don't know. I can't even imagine how good this will look. I just hope the story matches. That's it. Like that's I'm hot for it. I
Mhm.
hope they do well.
All right, man. I'll let you end it off. What's your last hot or not for the night?
We're gonna stick with Amazon
Okay.
because I heard about this today, and I'm very excited about it. It is a show called The Underground Railroad.
Okay.
It comes out on May 14th on Amazon Prime, directed by Barry Jenkins, of course, who did If Beale Street Could Talk and Moonlight and a bunch of other projects. This is based on a novel of the same name, but it's about an alternate timeline where the Underground Railroad, which was a metaphorical railroad that helped a lot of uh, slaves in America escape to their freedom. This is taking a literal spin on it, where if this was an actual railroad, where there's a train going by and everything, and there's engineers working on this. I like this because they're not working with a lot of star power. They don't have huge names. Like the biggest name that they have on there is Joel Egerton, right? Who, if you've seen Loving, great film. If you've seen The Great Gatsby, he's absolutely evil in it, but he's so good in that role. That's probably the biggest name draw that they have that most people would know. But even then, like Joel Edgerton can be seen as more of a not a mainstream actor. So the trailer looked fantastic. The direction looked incredible. I'm hot for it, Varun. Based off of what I've told you, what do you think? Or did you know about it from before? Because this is my first
I,
experience with it.
I didn't know about it. This is new to me, but I'll definitely watch it. I do like Barry Jenkins.
Mhm.
I have enjoyed Amazon original stuff. I'm a huge fan of Joel Ankerton, just because he's done some
You're
amazing.
not, or you are?
I am a huge fan.
Okay.
He's done some amazing things that I don't you haven't even mentioned yet. So Great Gatsby, I thought he was fine in,
Oh,
right?
he was
Like
so evil in.
he was
But
fine.
that's the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first exposure of him was in Warrior with Tom
Oh,
Hardy,
nice.
right? So that's my first one in him. And I'm actually trying to look up the second name I watched him in, but it was also The Gift. If you haven't watched The Gift with Jason Bateman,
Oh yeah.
have you watched The Gift? It is
Yeah. It's so
fantastic.
twisted.
And if I know what, I'm gonna give a shout out to Rupi for this on my wife because I thought it looked so dumb.
The gift?
I thought it looked so
Okay.
terrible. I thought it looked so terrible. I'm like, oh, he's a creepy neighbor. I'm like, and like I thought it looked just cheesy. I didn't think it looked
Yeah.
great. And then Rupi's like, no, this looks really good. And like, okay, then it got good reviews. I'm like, okay. And then I watched it. I'm like, this movie is not getting enough love. So I've seen him in a variety of different roles. So if he's in it, I'm definitely excited for it. I'm gonna say hot only because of the people who's attached to it. Whether I'll be on it right away or not, it's a different story. We'll see when more information comes out in regards to the movie. But I'm hot. I'll watch it. It'll be free on Amazon Prime anyway. So what can I lose it for 2 hours of my life?
There you go.
I already spent that watching Mortal Kombat. I can't get worse than that. Uh,
Wow, that's rough.
no, honestly, I did enjoy Mortal Kombat, but like, don't expect good story, good acting.
I just want to watch it. I just want to watch it. I wasn't planning on watching it.
Speaking of enjoying bad movies, our next episode, I'm very excited to announce it. So in this Thursday, we're coming back again. Yes, 3 episodes this week. You get the Oscar reactions yesterday. You got today's hot or not, and this Thursday we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. It's more of like a movie ranking slash movie draft. We'll see how the layout's gonna be. But Murad and I will be talking about our favorite bad movies. So the game, how this is gonna work is that we have to pick a movie that we thoroughly enjoy that has a lower than 60% Rotten Tomato score. So we'll have a top 10 list combined. So we'll have 5 movies each. We're very excited to do this. If you guys have any suggestions, any movies that you think that this movie wise gets such a bad review, but I'm really enjoying this, mention in the comments. You can email us about it, whatever you want. But I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm very excited, man. I'm excited to be back. I'm just get the juices flowing.
Mhm.
But until Thursday, guys, peace.
Peace.